Welcome, my dear listeners. My name is Stephen Kamore. If new here, remember to subscribe to continue enjoying more life-transforming videos. In this presentation, I want to share with you some common symptoms of emotional pain that can assist you in self-assessment. My listener, if you missed the session on the differences between physical and emotional moods, kindly subscribe and search for the video. In this presentation, I want to ask you a question. How do you know you are emotionally wounded? Point number one is ruminating on memories of hurting experience. Ruminating simply means replaying the bad memories in your mind or in your head. Rumination, my listener, involves dwelling repetitively and at length on negative thoughts, often related to the hurting experiences. For example, related to failure, related to rejection, related to humiliation, related to loss, either loss of loved ones or even sometimes loss of health or sometimes retaliation. Your ability to forget a painful experience is actually a sign that you should acknowledge that experience and accept the hurt. My listener, there is a verse in the scripture that is in the Bible that I love. Isaiah 43 and verse 18. The Bible records, "Forget the former things and do not dwell on the past." Ruminating on the painful experiences does not add any value, and therefore it is not helpful at all. I want to say this. A habit of rumination can be dangerous to your mental health and in the long run, even to your physical health, because it can prolong or intensify depression as well as impair your ability to think and process emotions. Rumination, my listener, is sometimes referred to as silent mental health problem because its impact is often underestimated. Unfortunately, most people who engage in rumination don't know they are ruminating. They think they are solving a problem. Now, and not being able to distinguish between the two is part of the problem. The good news, my listener, is that there are many things, and they are simple, and they are not even costly, that you can do to break the rumination habit and protect your physical and emotional well-being. For example, exercising, just going for a walk in nature, sitting and listening to some pleasant music, or sometimes engaging in some religious activities like praying, sometimes reading the Bible, or even making plans to see or even visit a friend. There are simple things that will help you to shift your mind from the focus on the problem or the things that you are ruminating on, especially those relapsing bad experiences. Point number 2. You find yourself easily crying over small things. Note, I'm using crying over small things. My listener, have you ever found yourself easily crying over a small thing that sometimes does not even qualify for crying? When you have emotional wounds, it is easy for you to be in tears because you always feel the pain within yourself subconsciously. Remember, the symptoms of emotional wound are subjective. People may not see them, but you are hurting inside. This pain is not physical. And people may not be able to see you breathing. They may not see a physical wound. Remember what we said in the differences between the physical and emotional wound. They are invisible. And therefore, the experience is more subjective. In the book of Psalms 42, verse 3, the psalmist wrote that my tears have been my food day and night, while people say to me all day long, where is your God? Sometimes people may not understand why you are crying every day, why you are crying every hour, why you are crying every moment, why you are crying over very small things. Some, if you are Christians, they may even wonder, where is your God? Like they did to this psalmist. As a phenomenon that is unique to humans, crying is a natural response to a range of emotions, from deep sadness and grief to extreme happiness and joy. My listener, I want you to note this, that crying is good for your health. Many people have asked this, even in therapy and counseling sessions that I have experienced with the clients. Is it good to cry? I always say yes, it is good for your health. Research has found that in addition to being self-soothing, shedding emotional tears releases some chemicals, that is what we call oxytocin and endorphins, chemicals that make people feel good and may ease both the physical and emotional pain. In this perspective, therefore, crying can help reduce pain and promote a sense of well-being. However, and I'm saying however, when you find yourself crying too much, it is important to pay attention to your inner well-being, as it might be a sign that you are hurting inside. Now, what about boys and men? You might ask, why have I asked that question? In our culture, men have been socialized that they should not cry or express their hurting emotions. And that's why many men are dying and they're suffering internally. And that's why we have so many cases of suicide and homicides, especially affecting men, because many of them have been socialized that it is not manly to express your emotions. From early on, boys are told that real men do not cry. When these boys grow up, They may stuff their feelings deep inside and withdraw emotionally from their loved ones, or self-medicate with alcohol or drugs, or sometimes become suicidal. Many men, therefore, need to learn the skills of how to reconnect with their emotion. My listener, keep on following this channel and I will share more on this. Point number 3. You lose interest toward the things you used to enjoy. Emotional wounds can make it difficult to concentrate and focus on the things you used to do. For example, going to work, attending a church service, helping your family, going to a gym, praying or reading a Bible, attending a fellowship, or even engaging in a social activity with friends, just to mention but a few. You may feel demotivated because your negative emotions are in charge of your heart more than you realize. You may develop what I call apathy. Apathy is a form of attitude. And when you develop apathy, you lack motivation to do anything, or you don't care what is going on around you. So you develop a don't care attitude. And therefore it is important to note, my listener, that apathy can be a symptom of mental problem. When you realize that you are no longer enjoying the things you used to, it is important to ask yourself why, and don't be stuck doing anything. My listener, remember, the more you do nothing about your situation, the more you will feel the pain of your emotional wounds. Point number 4. You get annoyed easily by people's behavior. Having emotional wound, my listener, will make you emotionally triggered by the behavior of the people around you. You become highly sensitive toward people's words, intonations, questions, or even their jokes. And sometimes somebody may just be making a simple joke, but because of your emotional pain, you exaggerate and or magnify that joke, and it hurts you more. The emotional wounds will make you avoid interactions with other people, leading to social withdrawal. And therefore, my listener, it is important to note that even though having a quality time with yourself is important, being open with other people can help you reduce the pain of your emotional wounds. Emotional wounds can bring about trust issues and make it difficult to feel secure with other people you are living with, or the people who are surrounding you. It could be in the workplace, it could be in the church, it could be in the family, or even sometimes in the neighborhood. Point number 5. You overthink everything. Having emotional wounds, my listener, will make you overthink everything because of feeling insecure about your life. You overthink because you don't want to be hurt again. So it's a form of defense mechanism. Therefore, you want to be in control of everything allowed you instead of working hard to feel better. Overthinking habit, my listener, will make your emotional wound even worse. Emotional wounds can make you feel so confused and lost. You will feel like you have nowhere to go and that nobody can really help you heal your wound. And you hear people saying they don't know whether there is anybody who can sort out the pain I have in my heart. But remember, that is your perception. There is always a solution to every emotional pain. You tend to have many negative self-talks inside of you, and your mind remain tangled all the time. You are talking up negatively about yourself. Nobody like you. Why me? And all those kind of contemplations. Point number 6. You have a chaotic sleep schedule. Now, due to overthinking habit toward your emotional wounds, and especially contemplating on those hurting experiences, probably maybe even be having a flashback, it will be hard for you to fall asleep at night. Instead of sleeping, you find your mind meditating on the thoughts of the painful experiences, or sometimes you start developing what you call nightmares, and therefore you end up spending the night feeling so desperate, lonely, and depressed. My listener, if you find yourself hard to sleep at night, what happens is that you will tend to overcompensate by oversleeping during the day. And that's why we are saying that your sleeping schedule is simply changed. Point number 7. You develop low self-esteem. Emotional wounds can make you doubt your self-worth, leading to poor self-esteem. You may look back at those hurting events or experiences and start feeling small, worthless, or sometimes ashamed. My listener, your mind may be processing the hurting events by tearing down your self-esteem. However, it is good to note, with proper healing, you can be able to process your emotional wounds in a way that does not cause you to question your confidence and self-worth. Point number 8, and the last one, is lack of concentration. Concentration difficulty is a decreased ability to focus your thoughts on something. And you might find yourself, for example, you are not able to concentrate on your duties, you are not able to concentrate on your assignments, you are not able to concentrate even on your daily responsibilities. And if you are a student, you may also find it difficult to concentrate with your education. The emotionally wounded people often have a problem with concentration. My listener, even if you are not meditating on your problem, your body can still feel the tension and strain from your emotional scars. My listener, I'm sure you have gained good insight on some common symptoms of emotional wounds. You can now do self-assessment. If you have all the symptoms I have shared, I humbly request you to seek professional help from a therapist or a counselor. My listener, I would like to share with you another inspiring video. But before I do it, kindly remember to subscribe to my YouTube account to ensure you don't miss other upcoming, inspiring, and live enriching videos. Remember, I'm sharing these videos for free. It is for your own benefit. However, you have to subscribe to ensure you keep on getting the alert every time an upcoming video is prepared or uploaded. My listener, I would appreciate if you share this video with a friend. Now turn to your phone or your computer and go to the account and search for another video to get empowered and inspired. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.